David and Ed Miliband has told her sons to have a good fight in their head-to-head battle for the Labour leadership contest. The potential sibling rivalry is in stark contrast to the brothers' relationship growing up, as David revealed they never fought, as they were both too weedy. His words, not ours. But in our own relationships with our brothers and sisters, what kind of role has sibling rivalry played? You come from the biggest family, Colleen.
Yeah, well, I'm the youngest of 8. So when you're the youngest, I suppose there is that fight to be, you know, to be heard, basically. But I kind of gave up that fight when I was about 5 because I thought no one's listening. I think possibly for me it was different because being the youngest, I was, you know, always my mum's baby, and, you know, I did get away with murder, really. But I think for Bernie, who was kind of 5 when I was born, that must have been really difficult because for 5 years she'd been the baby of this massive family, and it must have been hard for her. Although I didn't really fight with any of them when I was younger. I suppose as well because me and my sisters are all in the same business, and especially Bernie, Linda, Maureen, who are all in the acting side of things, so they go up for the same roles, you know, they go for the same audition. But they handle that really well, actually, because they all go for it, and whoever gets it, great.
Did you used to fight when you were younger?
I actually didn't, because I think the age gap, certainly between me and the eldest, was like, you know, Anne was 15 years older than me, my brother was 17. You know, there was a big age gap. Lynn and Bernie used to fight like cat and dog, because there's only about 15 months between them. So they were always pulling each other's hair out, but yet were the closest as well, growing up. It was really weird to watch. You know, they could punch each other's lights out, but if anyone else tried to get involved, they'd stand as a group, you know. And with my own 2 boys now, who are Jake and Shane, who are 17 and 21, and they're now entering, you know, they've got a band together and they're doing really well with all the music thing, but I see the sibling rivalry already with them.
Okay.
Because Jake writes nearly all the songs, and he's really passionate about it, and he would spend 24/7, whereas Shane's very laid back. But then when he gets out on stage, he has this whole kind of frontman aura about him, and then Jake's like, oh, great, I'm doing all the work, and he's getting all the applause. There's all that kind of going on at the moment. Right. But it's kind of a healthy balance at the moment.
It's quite normal, isn't it, to row with your brothers and sisters?
Well, I didn't actually argue with my brothers and sisters. Never my older sister. I always got on really well with her. Never fell out with her once. But for some reason, when I was about 4, I just decided to hate my brother. I don't know why. And I think, you know, and then following that, I made up with him, made friends with him. We were still very, very young. I fell out with my sister. There were other reasons for that, but I put it down to the fact that I was a second-born. Now, apparently, and I read about this, and I thought it is a syndrome. Second-born child has got a lot of attention-seeking problems. And with my place in the family, it was odd because I distinctly remember my mum sort of introducing the family and saying, oh, this is Kim, she's my oldest, or this is Mark, that's my only boy, here's Tracy, she's the youngest, and that's Carol. Oh. Do you know what I mean? And it was a label of it was like, you know, what am I? What am I? I'm just like, you know, I'm just a big number 2. I'm number 2. I'm second in the family.
It's said a few times, hasn't it?
Well, it has. It's been said a lot of times. But also, when I was... my mum went off to give birth to my little sister on my birthday, literally on my birthday.
How selfish of her.
Well, exactly. So I think I put that, the fact that I fell out with her later in life, down to that, actually. I think, harbour resentment about it. But, you know, not consciously, it just happened.
That's weird, because my older